So a lot of what's classified today as mental illness is actually people who are possessed with devils. That's all it is.
That's so Steven.
So I wanted to do a video series on the absurdist views of a certain Steve. No, not that Steve. As crazy as some of his Twitter ravings can be, the Steve I wanted to put a spotlight on is one Pastor Steven Anderson, head of the Faithful Word Baptist Church in Phoenix, Arizona. In his videos that are regularly posted to YouTube, he expresses views which are some of the most extreme examples of Christian fundamentalism and biblical literalism that I've ever seen. Barring, of course, maybe the distorted views of the Westboro Baptists, who, by virtue of being more well-known, have become somewhat of a poster child of extreme religious views. However, the brand of religion that Steven pushes is just as dangerous, and because it's less known, I feel more in need of a showcasing. This isn't persecution of religion, this is education against indoctrination and the potentially harmful lessons being handed out by this supposed man of God. Let's get heretical.
And we see people who just mutilate themselves, destroy themselves, cut themselves, hurt themselves, and even to the point of killing themselves. A lot of this is demonic.
No? I mean, I know in the past, extreme cases of mental disorder were labeled as demonic forces acting on human hosts, possession and the like, but we know better now, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that we're all on the same page. Are you fucking with me? Seriously, are you a troll? Did 4chan send you?
Now today, this would all be classified as mental illness. But let me tell you something. That is because the world that we live in and the practitioners in the medical and psychiatric community do not believe in God or the spiritual realm. So of course a doctor or a psychiatrist isn't going to say, oh, well, I'm diagnosing you as being demon-possessed.
And I, for one, am extremely happy with that outcome. If a doctor did diagnose me as demon-possessed, I would definitely be inclined to seek a second opinion, and probably notify the local authorities that an insane person is treating patients for demons. As for doctors and psychologists not believing in a spiritual realm, as you say, that's most likely because no sufficient evidence, or any real evidence at all, has ever come forward that has shown one to exist, much less that a spiritual realm would have any effect whatsoever on one's medical or mental state. It's hard to convince people they need your spiritual cure when you can't provide any proof that they are suffering from a spiritual blight.
They're not going to do that. They don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in God. They think, oh, this spiritual stuff, it doesn't even exist. But let me tell you something, it does exist.
Oh, you've ran studies that show that prayer has a higher efficacy in treating mental illness than proven medicines? Or even a placebo? I somehow doubt it. How then, I wonder, do you know about these demonic forces perpetuating disease?
And if the Bible is the Word of God, which we know it is, then you have to believe that demons exist. So how can you just say, oh, demons don't exist?
Ah, of course, the Bible. So if you have faith in the Bible, and clearly you do, then you can disregard any evidence, in fact strong evidence, about the nature of illness and disease, along with the medicines that treat them, and you can assume that prayer will heal you. We can ignore all advances made in modern medicine, those made in pharmacology, psychotherapy, biomedical research, including the mapping of the human genome as it relates to the hereditary nature of some disorders and diseases. We could take everything and just throw it out. Because what? Your interpretation of a book? An old book that existed before the advent of modern medicine? Do you look to this book on lessons on how to repair your car or build a space shuttle? No. Because modern science, technology, medicine, and a host of other things we now enjoy are well beyond the scope of the Bible. It is a collection of stories that at best can somewhat serve to offer a moral framework, but even that takes effort as there are severe contradictions within the text, notably between the narratives of the Old Testament and the New Testament. But modern understanding of disease and mental illness have shit all to do with the book. It's not a medical journal. If your surgeon is operating on your chest with diagrams pulled from this source, be afraid. For the life of me, I just don't understand how you could perpetuate this kind of trash. You don't see how that could be detrimental to the lives of your parishioners? Do you care? Faith is no substitute for actual medical care. Ever.
So I'm not saying that everybody who's classified today as having mental illness is demon-possessed, just as it would be silly to say that every person who has physical ailments is a result of being demon-possessed. And that's not what the Bible teaches.
I'm glad that you admonished that not all disease is possession. But that's not good enough. The fact that you would attempt to dissuade people, any people, even passively, against seeking medical care, Real medical care, on the grounds that they may be suffering a demonic attack, is reprehensible. It's deluded. You give no evidence of demons and claim them everywhere, and are suggesting that they are causing ailments and pain of which you have no proof. Except for, of course, the Bible. It doesn't matter how many people you think are actually sick versus possessed. That's stupid. That's dangerous. It sounds like Christian Science garbage, and that shit kills people. I don't care what it says in the Book of Mark about the healing powers of Jesus or his disciples. If you advocate for the abandonment of medical treatment, or even cast shade on the abilities of the medical community to heal the sick, whether in total or in part, then fuck you.
But there are still a lot of people today who are demon-possessed. And then they're just diagnosed with mental illness.
Mental health is certainly a growing concern, and it is one of the fields of study that still needs more progress, admittedly. But turning to invisible, malevolent spirits in lieu of searching for a scientific answer, or instead of seeking current available treatments, is sinister, especially when you're telling your followers to do as much. Alright, well, I'm done ranting for now. This guy is a real piece of work. Special thanks to my friend Merlin, a Christian himself, who wanted me to showcase some of the terrible things being taught at this church by our new friend, Steven. And as I've said before, I'm not against people believing what they will. But when this kind of nonsense is being proselytized to kids, seriously harmful nonsense, a response seems necessary. And Merlin agrees. It's fucking cancer. I'll be doing a little digging, with some help, and hopefully we can find out a bit more about the kind of truth this guy's peddling. Thanks everyone for watching. Almost hit 100 subs, so thanks. You guys are the best. If you're bored, hit me up on Twitter. Till next time, have yourselves a science-tastic day.